Hey, thanks for watching my channel. Today I'm going to talk a little about differentiation. If you're like me and you work in a competitive field, you'll know how important it is to separate yourself from the competition. I'm going to talk about a few different ways that you can separate yourself from the competition. The first thing I'm going to talk about is knowing your competition well. It is so important that you have a thorough understanding of everybody that you're going to be competing with. If there are subtle differences between you and your competition, it's important to know what those are. Learn everything there is to know about them. Learn their strengths, learn their weaknesses. If you do work with anybody that previously came from a competitive company, meet up with them at your company, ask them what separates you guys, what is different, what should prospects know about you versus your competition that is maybe not known to the mainstream because it's not public. This is something that can give you some really strong insights that you can use when speaking to different prospects. Another thing you can do is to meet with your own customers. If any of them came from a competitor, ask them why. What is it about you guys which made them choose you? What has their experience been in comparison to your competitor? If they did switch over from your competitor to you, chances are that there's a reason and you should find out what that is. By referencing a client's story and talking about how they switched from your competitor to you, that's something that's going to be much more powerful than anything that you say in a particular meeting. The next one I'll talk about is knowing your niche. Knowing what customers are going to benefit most from your offering is super important when you're talking to these prospects, because what it allows you to do is say this: listen, my competitors, we have bigger ones, we have smaller ones. The reason why we are such a strong fit for companies that are just like you are X, Y, and Z. By referencing stories, using other prospects' words, that's going to be 10 times more powerful than anything that you said. A pro tip that you can use is to utilize generative AI. It will actually scour the web and find out some key information that would take you potentially hours of doing your own research to find out. You can ask it, tell me any negative comments that are about my competitor from third-party review sites. And it will summarize that so that way you can reference that when you're talking to various customers. At the same time, you can ask it to highlight positive reviews about your own offering. And you can use that in your meetings as well. Third-party reviews that are from verified customers is going to go a lot further than anything that you say. The next thing I'll talk about is keeping it very focused on the prospect that you're talking to. I rarely ever talk about my competitors. The only time I ever do is when they bring it, where I know that I'm going head to head versus them. And the reason for that is because my conversations are 100% focused on my prospects, their company, their needs. That's what they care about. That's the reason why they're talking to you. And so asking good questions to understand their processes, understand what are some of their challenges, what are the things that they're trying to achieve, and talking about how you can help them either alleviate those challenges or achieve the goals that they're trying to, that's going to be significantly more relevant than explaining the reasons why you are better than your competition. At the end of the day, the competition doesn't really matter if you can help them with their goals or help them overcome their challenges. The last thing I'll talk about is you as a salesperson. You can be your company's biggest differentiator. As a salesperson, you only have so much control over how much value that your product and service delivers. But you have an unlimited amount of value that you can deliver. You do that by providing consistent value. Send them regular research, send them regular articles that are relevant, that can help them do their job better. If you're able to show them during the sales process that you are extremely reliable, that you provide detailed value that will actually help them do their jobs, then that will help set you apart from the competition. That has nothing to do with anything that you offer or that you're selling. By showing that you, as a salesperson, are reliable, somebody that they're going to want to work with, somebody that they can rely on, and most importantly, somebody that can be a resource to them, that significantly increases the value of your overall offering. Think of yourself as a consultant, think of yourself as an extension of their team. Your job is to help them do their job better. If you can do that, then they're going to want to work with you, regardless of your offering. When you can get to that point, it becomes much less of a vendor and more of a strategic advisor. So just to recap, know your competition very well. Continue to learn about them by asking colleagues that previously worked at your competition's companies and your customers that switched over from your competitors to you. Utilize resources such as generative AI to learn about everything there is to know from the internet about your competitors, including any negative reviews. Make sure you have a thorough understanding of your niche and which customers would benefit most. Focus on the areas where you're uniquely in a position to help provide that sort of customer value. Spend most of your time talking about your customers' goals and challenges, not so much about your competition. Finally, be your company's biggest differentiator by continuing to provide value that's far in excess of anything that the competition is offering and continues to raise the value of your overall package, your company, you, and your support and services. By being able to provide that consistent value throughout the sales cycle and throughout the relationship, that will make you much more of a strategic advisor and less of a vendor. And somebody that they wouldn't want to lose. I have a book coming out this fall. I go through all of my processes step by step, starting from day one to where I am today, which is managing $80 million. Sign up for the waitlist at andrewbarbuto.com. Please feel free to watch any of my other videos where I cover topics such as how to ask smart questions, how to conduct effective sales meetings. If you're interested in how I secure next steps in meetings within 5 minutes, please feel free to check out my website at andrewbarbuto.com/meeting hacks. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, if you're not helping, you're not selling.